partner cheats on you a lot of times and gave you trauma. Once somebody does something multiple times, it's a habit. Hello, Bisi here. This is the Legit Podcast where we talk all things legit. The legit you, yes, the legit you, who you be. Not who society asks you to be, not who culture asks you to be, but who you be. We talk about legit relationships, the legit walk of faith, the legit struggle, the legit struggles, and everything in between. And also for you to know that whatever it is that you're going through, you are not alone. And so you think it, send it over and we will talk about it. And so if you find yourself coming back and you're not subscribed, I'm not really sure why, but subscribe, comment, do all the things. And so I would know, what relevant content to continue producing. And what we're doing today is a legit Q&A. And so I have a question here. Question goes, if your partner cheats on you a lot of times and gave you trauma, now we're happy and he's not cheating, and I'm still scared to marry my partner because of fear that he may cheat again. So the question is it forgivable and worth it to trust again and marry? Thank you so much for this question. The first thing I want to say is yes, it is always worth it to forgive. Trust me, I understand the resentment, the bitterness, the pain, I want you to feel what I'm feeling, all right? Like, I totally understand all of that, but as you've heard, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer from that. And so, yes, it is always necessary and worth it to forgive, because what happens is your energy is focused on things that are not energy giving, but energy sucking, right? And so I heard one of my mentors say that when there's dis-ease in your body, so the resentment, the giving off of the dark stuff, it does create dis-ease in your body. Like physically, it begins to show. And you realize that you're in spaces and in places where you are the toxic person, right? You're giving off energy that's not healthy, that's not life-giving. And so what you don't want to do is allow somebody else's behavior to disrupt the legit you, okay? And so yeah, it's not letting the person off the hook by no means, because that's where boundaries and everything come to play. And so yes, it is always worth it to forgive. Now, it also says partner cheats on you a lot of times and gave you trauma. Once somebody does something multiple times, it's a habit. And it can be challenging to break a habit. Not that it's not possible, but it is challenging. And also you said gave you trauma. And I know you said that now you guys are happy, but you also said that going into the marriage, you're fearful and you're scared. And that's not how you want to go into a marriage. You don't want to go into a marriage starting off as scared, as, fearful. That's just not the energy and the way you want to go into a marriage. It's not healthy at all. And think about the fact that marriage is forever. And so going through pain and heartache for a short period of time versus going through that forever. Now, Pastor Mike Todd, if you don't know him, Google him. He explained, or he shared his story. He's open about his story about when he cheated on his wife and the work that they both had to do to get to a secure and healthy relationship. And really, he said it took, I don't want to misquote him, I don't know if it's years, but a very long time of him constantly apologizing for the very same thing, having to be transparent, having no passwords on his phone, just open, like just an open book, and be humble enough to constantly always apologize, where sometimes he felt like, dang, I'm tired, like this is not happening, I'm not doing, and it's like, sir, you've broken trust. And so they had to do a lot of work, a lot of counseling, and he had to humble himself enough to gain her trust again. And she, his wife, on the other hand, also had to do a lot of work where she was secure and in herself, where she would not always use the cheating as ammunition for something little. And so in order for you to trust again, your trust must be tested, right? And so when something happens, are you always going to run to that? And so there's a lot of work that goes into that. And so ask yourself the question, are both of you willing? Are both of you actually willing to put in the immense work that takes to build and trust again? Now, I can not tell you what decision to make, but I can only give you the tools that will allow you to make an informed decision. And so just constantly ask yourself, are you both willing to put in the work to build that trust again? 2, you don't want to go into a marriage scared, fearful, traumatized. I would definitely recommend counseling. And yes, I understand that whilst everybody has, things that they're working through and nobody's perfect, there are men out there that understand, when the word says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and they would honor and respect the queen and the rare gift that you are. And so thank you so much for this question. If anybody has any tips, any advice for her, be sure to leave it in the comments below. This was such a great question. Thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions for me, email info@thelegityou.com or DM me on Instagram. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.